everyone, this is Christine here from Foundation Center, and I'm here with Mandy Pierce, and I'm so happy that I get to introduce her a little bit and let you get to know her a little bit, because she's going to be teaching our May 17th webinar that's all about proactive grant research. So Mandy, I wanted to start with a question. Even if people aren't tuning into the webinar, if they were going to get just 30 seconds of your expert advice on grant research, whether that's for an executive director or fundraiser, what would that be?
Grant research is time consuming, and even once you learn how to do it really well and you're an expert, it's never going to be quick. And once you find foundations that you feel like are a great prospect based on the foundation website, their 990s, any information you find on FDO or any other place, you still need to have a conversation with a program officer before you move forward with working on any applications. And if you don't, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because the most important part of all fundraising is relationship building, and it doesn't change when you get to the grant writing portion of fundraising either.
Cultivating those relationships, so important. Yeah. So on May 17th, what are we going to be talking about? Why should someone join us as opposed to maybe just read a few blog posts or a book about this topic?
Well, in addition to the fact that there's a lot of different adult learning styles, so some people learn better by reading, some people learn better by hands-on, and some people needed you to show it to them, both see slides and read it, and hear me talking and see it. That's what this is going to be. It's going to be interactive. We're going to be online. You're going to have some slides. I'm going to tell you a lot of great information. I'm going to give you all the keys that you need to do great research, but then I'm going to hop on FDO, and I'm going to share my screen with you and show you how when I go do research for clients, how I find the grants. The things I'm looking for, the ways that I eliminate prospects, the ways that I narrow it down to really great prospects. I'm going to show you how to find foundations that fund similar organizations to yours. I'm going to show you how to find all the foundations who have funded your organization, and then I'm going to show you how to do some general searches as well.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, and Foundation Directory Online, we're so excited that you're going to be modeling that. So another thing that I always want to be mindful of when people are attending our webinars is making sure that we're leaving them with things that they can do immediately afterwards or in the week afterwards. So what are some of those things that people are going to walk away with really being able to do?
You're going to be able to find a couple of resources immediately. You're going to find all of the top giving foundations in your state. You're going to find the corporate giving programs in your state. You're going to find all the community foundations in your state and the counties that they support, so you can identify the ones that will support you. I'm going to show you some really great ways to use 990s, which are free on FDO, even if you don't have a subscription. And then I'm also going to show you how to find the FDO locations at libraries near you, where you can go and do the research there, even if you don't have a subscription on your home computer.
Amazing. So our foundation, our FIN network, I forget what it stands for right now. We have hundreds of locations around the U.S.
Yes.
So you can access FDO for free, which is amazing. So I'm so glad that you're plugging that. So I also like for both of us not to be just talking heads, but for people to get to know you a little bit as a human. And I know that you're a huge dog lover and you have several dogs at home, so I'd love to just hear a little bit more about your puppies.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my most recent puppy first, because that story is shorter. I did a lot of work with a street dog rescue in Dallas, Texas called Duck Team 6 a couple of years ago. I met them at the Best Friends National Conference, where I was teaching this very same topic.
Amazing.
And I did work with them. They rescued a litter of puppies from a street dog they were trying to rescue, and it was 2 years ago in May, I think. And I fell in love with one of them as soon as I saw the picture, and I was their first and only out-of-state adoption. So my husband and I, when we went on our honeymoon, we drove across the country, and we had a foster family taking care of Dally. She was from Dallas, Texas, so we named her Dally Blue. Her mother's name was Blue. And we drove from the Grand Canyon to Texas and picked her up at the end of our honeymoon and drove back across the country with her. And now she is a North Carolina dog, and she's a pit mix. So if you ever go to our website at fundingforgood.org, she is on there along with Leo. If you go to the About Us page, she's the security. And then Leo is my baby, and I met him, gosh, he just turned 11 in March, and I found him when he was 10 months old.
Wow.
And I found him on Martin Luther King Day on a back road in North Carolina on a pile of melting snow. He had been there for 3 days.
Wow.
And we don't know what happened to him. We think he was beaten, but we're not sure. And he was almost dead. Took him to an emergency clinic, and he wasn't supposed to live. And he was there for about 9 days, and we went to the 9th day to put him down because he had an injury on his spinal cord and he couldn't stand. But the morning that I went in there, the lady behind the counter looked at me and she was smiling and she was so happy. And I was like, yeah, that's really the wrong look for today. I don't know what that look is all about. She was like, Leo took a step this morning. And I was so excited. So we did therapy with him for days. And then he finally got to where he could stand. And we found out he was blind and deaf on his left side. And we eventually adopted him and took him home. And he's been my baby ever since.
Wow.
So he's in all my marketing pictures. If you've seen anything from Funding for Good, you've seen a picture of Leo.
Okay. So now it's 11 years later and he's part of your life. That's amazing.
He is my baby.
You warned me that I might cry, so because duly warned. Apologies to those of you who didn't get the warning. So thank you so much, and I look forward to our webinar on May 17th.
Me too.
And for those of you watching the video, if you do have any questions about the webinar, what we'll cover, what its structure will be, we will have a Q&A at the end with Mandy as well. Please do feel free to post those questions and we'll be happy to field them. And also know that we have early bird rates for our webinar, so if you sign up by May 10th, you'll get $20 off the standard rate, and we do include the webinar recording if you can't join us live as well. So thank you, Mandy, so much, and we look forward to seeing many of you in May.